We live in a world that is addicted to noise. People are terrified of silence. They fill every empty moment with chatter, with music, with notifications, with mindless scrolling. They are running from themselves. They believe that if they stop talking, they will cease to exist. They equate silence with weakness, with stupidity, or with submission. But they are gravely mistaken. In the grand hierarchy of power, noise is the attribute of the servant. Silence is the attribute of the master. The loudest person in the room is usually the most insecure. They are broadcasting their thoughts because they need validation. They are showing their cards before the game has even begun. The dangerous individual, however, understands the strategic utility of the void. He knows that silence is not empty, it is full of answers. He knows that he who speaks less, hears more. And he who hears more, controls the outcome. Silence is a mirror. When you remain silent, you force the other person to face themselves. You force them to project their insecurities, their fears, and their true intentions onto you. While they are busy explaining themselves, you are busy analyzing them. Today, we are going to teach you how to weaponize the void. We will explore the 7 strategic situations where silence is more powerful than any word you could possibly speak. We will show you how to use the uncomfortable pause to dominate negotiations, destroy insults, and extract the truth. Welcome to the quiet room. Welcome to Cobalt State X. The first law of silence is the negotiation void. Humans are social creatures who are biologically programmed to seek harmony. When there is a gap in conversation, our brains trigger a mild anxiety response. We feel an urgent need to bridge that gap with words. Amateurs in negotiation, whether in business or relationships, rush to fill this silence. They make an offer, and if you don't answer instantly, they start bidding against themselves. I can do it for 500, well, maybe 400. They talk themselves out of a profit because they cannot handle the tension of the pause. You must learn to embrace this tension. When someone makes you an offer, or gives you an excuse, do not speak. Look them in the eye and wait. Count to 4 in your head. The silence will become heavy. It will exert pressure on their psyche. To relieve this pressure, they will start talking. They will offer a better deal. They will reveal a detail they meant to hide. They will crumble. Silence is the loudest sound in the universe if you know how to let it ring. The second law is the defense against disrespect. When someone insults you, attacks you verbally, or tries to provoke an argument, their goal is to get a reaction. They want to drag you down into the mud with them. They want to see you angry, defensive, or hurt. That reaction is their fuel. If you argue back, you validate them. You signal that their opinion matters to you. The ultimate power move is absolute silence. When someone insults you, simply look at them as if you were observing a strange insect. Do not frown. Do not roll your eyes. Just stare. This is called the non-response. By denying them a reaction, you deny them existence. You are telling them, without words, that they are beneath your notice. Their words hit a wall of indifference and bounce back to hit them. There is nothing more humiliating for an aggressor than to be ignored. Silence is the ultimate shield because it cannot be argued with. The third law is information asymmetry. Knowledge is power, and the flow of information should always be one way, towards you. Most people use conversation to broadcast their identity. They tell you who they are, what they want, and what they fear. They think they are building rapport, but they are actually handing you the blueprints to their mind. The silent observer gathers intelligence. By listening 80% of the time and speaking only 20%, you become a vault. People love to talk about themselves. If you stay quiet and nod, they will tell you their darkest secrets. They will mistake your silence for understanding. By the time the conversation is over, you know everything about them, and they know nothing about you. You remain a mystery. And in a world of oversharing, mystery is the rarest and most attractive currency. You become unpredictable because no one knows your next move. The fourth law is the authority of brevity. Look at the chain of command in any high-stakes environment, military, corporate, or criminal. The lower you are on the totem pole, the more you explain. The higher you are, the less you say. A nervous employee gives a 10-minute excuse for being late. The CEO simply says, "Fix it." When you speak too much, you dilute the power of your words. You seem unsure. You seem like you are trying to convince yourself. To increase your perceived status instantly, edit your speech. Remove the ums, the likes, and the justs. Speak in headlines, not paragraphs. Say what needs to be said, and then stop. Do not over-explain. Do not justify. When you strip away the fluff, your words land with the weight of a hammer. People listen to those who make every word count. The fifth law is the interrogation stare. This is a technique used by law enforcement and intelligence operatives. When you suspect someone is lying to you, asking more questions is often a mistake. Lies are constructed with words. If you give them a chance to talk, they will spin a web of fabrication. Instead, when they finish their story, simply maintain eye contact and remain silent. Tilt your head slightly. Signal skepticism without saying a word. The liar is terrified of being caught. The silence signals to their brain that you don't believe them. Panic sets in. They will start adding details to prove their story. "Really? I was there, ask Dave, he saw me." These unprompted details are where the truth leaks out. The more they talk to fill the silence, the more likely they are to contradict themselves. Give them enough rope, and the silence will hang them. The sixth law is the ghost protocol, or the power of withdrawal. Sometimes, the most powerful statement you can make is your absence. If a relationship, a job, or a situation is disrespectful or no longer serves you, do not write a long breakup letter. Do not have a screaming match. Do not demand closure. Just leave. Go silent. This is aggressive stoicism. It sends a message that your boundaries are non-negotiable. It creates a vacuum that drives the other person crazy. They will wonder why you didn't fight. They will wonder if you ever cared. By refusing to engage in the drama, you keep your dignity intact and you leave them holding the baggage. The person who is willing to walk away in silence holds 100% of the power. The seventh law is the calm in the chaos. We live in stressful times. Panic is contagious. When a crisis hits, everyone starts screaming, blaming, and running around. In these moments, the silent individual becomes the natural leader. While everyone else is reacting, you are processing. While everyone else is guided by fear, you are guided by logic. Silence allows you to detach from the emotional storm. It gives you the space to think 2 steps ahead. When you finally speak, people will listen, because you are the only one who kept their head while everyone else was losing theirs. Your silence signals competence. It signals that you are the anchor in the storm. Mastering the art of silence is difficult. Your ego wants to be heard. Your anxiety wants to explain. Your anger wants to lash out. You must train yourself to override these impulses. Start small. Tomorrow, in a conversation, wait 3 seconds before answering any question. When someone interrupts you, stop talking immediately and stare at them until they finish, then wait another 3 seconds. Feel the discomfort. Taste the power of it. You will realize that you don't need to shout to be heard. You don't need to brag to be respected. You don't need to argue to win. The lion does not bark. The wolf does not howl before the kill. They move in silence. Stop broadcasting your signal. Start receiving. Step into the void. If you are ready to master the discipline of the elite, verify your clearance. Subscribe to the channel. Let the others make the noise. We will make the history. This is Cobalt State X, transmission over.